Hello, princesses, and welcome back to Not Fit for Print Beauty with me, Rebecca. Today I have what feels like a pretty important and beautiful video. Important because I have a lot of information I want to make sure to impart to you in a concise, organized manner. And beautiful because I am holding one of the prettiest things I've had in my hands for a long time. This little guy right here in this pretty little brown case is the brand new Viseart Grande Pro Volume 1 Extension Palette. This is a revamp, a modernization, if you will, of the very first Viseart Grande Pro Volume 1 that you might have from a few years back. So what we are going to do today, we got a lot of swatches ahead of us. I'm going to talk about the differences, the additions, and what the minuses from the original palette, so you can know all that information. And we are going to go swatch crazy. We're going to recreate this look. We have a lot to get to, and I try to use your time the best way possible, so we're going to move through it. The first thing I want to do before we get into any swatches is just show this to you in the pan while we talk about it. So here it is, a little bit upside down. Maybe I'll put it right side up actually. Take a look at that there, if you would. 35 European Union sourced matte shades for eyes, brows, and cheekbones, including those lovely Viseart famous transformer shades, and 11 new, in this palette, 11 new cool tone, neutral, warm, and soft rose shades. These are, of course, magnetized, just like you would expect from Viseart. So you can pop them out, change them around, or you can take a blank Viseart or any other magnetized palette and make your own. Of course, we have the typical famous folding easel style of all Viseart palettes, including this one. And if you noticed when you were looking at the shades, Viseart has told us, and it's pretty obvious here, this really supports global skin shades. I mean, if you are at home working or working professionally in the field, you will have no trouble finding a match for the skin tone yourself or your client. If you saw any shades in here that you really liked, maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, a handful of them, don't worry. Viseart promises us that there are singles from this guy coming soon. So if we are patient, you should be able to pick up some singles if you are interested. If you are interested in the entire palette, I have it linked below for purchase, but you can buy it off Viseart Paris. You can buy it off Muse Beauty Pro, Beautylish. It's $150. $150. You get 35 mattes. You will never not have a transition again. It's pretty crazy, amazing. Let's look at it one more time, right side up. Look at all those shades. We got purples, we got roses. Okay, so if you have the original, I do want to tell you what's a little bit different. They're about the same size palette, not too big. If you saw this on Instagram, it kind of comes apart as this monstrous thing, but it's actually quite well contained. This has 35 shades. The original had 30. They're about the same size, but the original pans were 2 grams each, and in this guy here, they've switched to 1.5 grams, just a teeny bit less to fit them all in there. So, and we have 11 new shades in this palette and 7 less from the original. I will tell you what all those are. So the first thing I would like to do is we're going to do a few things with arm swatches. I've been swatching like crazy. In fact, my arm's kind of still stained from it. So we're going to first start individually by row. There are 5 rows of 7. And then I will swatch the entire palette all together so you can get that kind of a perspective. Because shades, when they're swatched, don't always look the way they do in the pans. While we do the single rows, I will make sure to tell you what is new, and I will point to them in the swatches. So let's start there with row 1 arm swatched. Row 1 alone arm swatched. Count from the left, I'm pointing them out there. Shade 3, Cafe Cream, and shade 5, Nude Caramel, are new to this palette. Shade 3, Cafe Cream, and shade 5, Nude Caramel, are new to the palette. The other shades you would find in the first Grande Pro, if you have that. You can't get that first one anymore, but many of you are lucky enough to have it. All right, going now to the second row. We will do them all together, but going first to the second row, the second, third, and fourth shades are the new ones here. Second being Cream, third Dove, and fourth BLS. Those are new shades, and I am pointing to them there in the second row of this Grande Pro 1 extension palette. And now row 3 on its own. Row 3 on its own, the first shade Letterbox is new, the second shade Piglet is new, and the fifth shade over called Blush is also new. So do check those out. Row 4, in row 4, the second shade Liaison is new, and the fourth shade over Framboise is also new. Shade 2 Liaison, shade 4 Framboise. They are not called shade 4, I'm just letting you know they are how far they are over on my arm in case you are counting or freezing the photo. Freezing the video, I should say. And in our fifth row, we have one new shade. That is the third shade over from the left called Thistle. That's also actually shade 31 of the 35 in the palette, but it's the third shade over on my arm called Thistle. It is the new one. Now, if you have the very first Grande Pro palette, you had 7 shades that will not appear in this one. And those 7 shades are Almond, in case you want to make a note, Cappuccino, Bark, Pale Thistle, Dusty Mauve, Dusty Lilac, and Mulberry. The reason there are some taken out from the first and new ones added is, again, this is a revision. This is a keeping with things, modernizing it, freshening it, and Viseart has such an amazing relationship with their artists and with people that buy it from home. You know, this is for working makeup artists, but it's also, as Viseart says, for the home artist. And they really do have a great back and forth with their fans and the people who work with and use their products. And so Viseart has listened, and that is why they have added certain shades and removed others. So you are missing those 7. But let's go to this crazy shot here where I got all 35. I didn't think I could do it, but I got all 35 all over my arm. So do check this out just so you can kind of see and get a feel for what the entire palette looks like when it's all together. And of course, look at that. I actually want to give you some time to take a look at that and freeze the video if you need to for your shopping purposes, so you can have a better look at it all and think about it with your skin tone or your client's various skin tones. Now, I will tell you this, in terms of shades that are removed and shades that have been added, I did my own research. I did not find that information. So I sat and just compared the 2 palettes, compared the shade colors and the shade names. I checked and triple checked my work to make sure it was accurate, but please, if you disagree in any way, shape, or form, I am only human and I did do it myself. So just let me know below if you think there might be any errors. I did triple check, so I think I'm correct, but I did do the research on that myself, so you never know. I want to do a look with just the mattes in this palette. Of course, you can mix and match with any palette of your choice, but if you were to use just these mattes, what would it look like? Well, a little something like this. You can also remember, use these on cheeks. You can use this on your brows, even as a lip pigment, really, but I went ahead and just did a matte look on the eyes today, and I want to come back and recreate that with you. Okay, I'm going to do one of my signature very quick eye looks, though please remember this palette can also be used on brows and cheekbones. I'm going to do a quick eye look. Remember, this is also for home use, and I am a beauty writer and editor, not a makeup artist, so I will count as the home use today. Professional use, I should say. So I'm going to go in, gosh, their mattes are so dreamy. I'm going to go in with this one right here and just kind of, I'm using a rougher brush. This is that kind of a palette. I've talked about this before, that if you're me and you're chatty while you're working with it, you do have to be a tad careful to remember which one you went into. Remember, these are all really universally flattering. You can get a look for any skin type. I think that's actually really pretty. I just wanted a tad bit of a contrast. And remember me, I go in really quickly and just do kind of a super quick look. Let's see. Let me use another even fluffier brush, and let's go in with this. I'm staying in the second row here. I don't know why. Sorry, I'm fixing other elements of my makeup. And now I'm just kind of going around in circles. That shade again, have to remember which one I used. Viseart mattes, of course, they're famous for them, and there are makeup artists who solely use Viseart, solely, which is why I spent the time in the swatches really showing us what the difference is between the two. Look, that's already kind of just pretty enough to go with. You would mix this with other palettes a lot, and of course, normally I would mix and match too also, but I thought it might just be, let's go into this fourth row here, into this pink. I thought it might also just be really fun today to just kind of do a look just with this palette. And that's why I'm just going into the pink. I just want to do something really soft and really pretty in an all matte look. Why not, right? I mean, you just cannot go wrong with these beautiful mattes. And I know I kind of have a little bit of an orange lip on today. So let's go in a little bit with this orange. Let's go up into the top row. No, I don't really know what I'm doing. I'm just kind of using a lot of the shades just so you can see how well they blend. And I'm only doing one eye look. I went in a little too strong there. I'm only doing one eye look because, I mean, you know, we could be here all day. You know, we talk about certain palettes only providing maybe one or two looks, and this is never going to get accused of that with all these shades. Okay. So I need to have some clean hands to go in to fix what I did there, which is very bright, and put on some mascara. Oh, I'm really kind of happy with that. It works with my little orange lips that I did today. I have a little more on this side, so I'm going to fix it all up, even it all out, and come right back and chat. But look at that. I am so happy with this look. I used from quite a few different rows, many, many, many colors. I love the bright orange, especially with the orange Happikiss lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury that I'm wearing today. And I love the combination of the shine and on the lips and the matte on the eyes. You could, of course, mix and match this palette with any of your choice, any other Viseart, any other brand. Like I said, a lot of the pros work with just Viseart. I mean, that is really enough, isn't it? Let me know what you think of this guy. What a collector's item. Just beautiful. And the mattes perform exactly as you would expect Viseart mattes to perform. I kind of wish there was a little bit of a hint more of green in there, kind of a greeny blue. Ooh, I'd love a little more green in there. But I did get green in my last Viseart palette, so I guess I really shouldn't complain, the Paris Love Letters palette. This is absolutely just lovely. Everything you'd expect from Viseart mattes. Let me know, are you interested in picking this up? And if you are you a makeup artist and adding it to your work, or are you thinking of just playing with it at home and always having that perfect matte transition shade? You could never say you don't have a transition shade again if you have this bad boy. So please let me know what your thoughts are below. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and I hope you did. And if you haven't already done so, please subscribe to my channel. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.